Hello, I'm Professor Frank T. Elliott, instructor for Humanities 21090. The video that you are about to watch has been designed to provide clarity for the proof of attendance number 3 for your cultural activity, which very specifically this time will be based on a visit to a museum of art. This visit can be live or virtual, online, okay? So, to get started, we're going to come over to our navigation pane and we're going to scroll down to Module 12 and click. When Module 12 opens, of course, you will see a complete list of all of the assignments required for this particular module, which are all due by midnight on this coming Saturday. And let me just pause for a sec. In Module 12, you see Rebel Chapter 13, all of the reading assignments, but then also the chapter review and the chapter quiz. Now, this is a little different from what you've done so far in the semester. Normally, we spend at least 2 weeks per chapter, but we are 1 week short this semester, so these last chapters we're going to cover 1 week each. Okay, so all of chapter 13 for module 12, all of 14 for module 13, and all of chapter 15 in module 14. Okay, so that gets Rebel out of the way. Now the next item is what? The cultural activity essay, museum visit, the cultural activity proof number 3, museum visit, and then of course you have the extra credit essay. This is optional but highly recommended. So let's scroll on down now to the cultural activity essay. And I'm going to click on this link. And now all students are required to submit one cultural activity essay based on a museum of art visit. That visit, once again, can be virtual or live. Okay, that's up to you. Do not make the mistake of visiting the wrong type of museum. A museum of art typically has a very wide variety of exhibits and an array of cultures and periods. Now this is different from a theme-based museum like a marine museum or a memorial museum or even an African art gallery. You want to be clear that you are visiting a museum of art. Now, the course you're enrolled in is Humanities 210, which focuses on Western stylistic periods. Those periods include the Renaissance, 1400 to 1600, Baroque 1600 to 1750, Classical 1750 to 1825, Romantic and Impressionistic periods 1825 to 1900, and then lastly the Contemporary period, which is 1900 to present. So you are required to select 6 pieces of art for your essay. Now you have this list of stylistic periods, and whether we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actually, you could pick one piece from each period, and that will give you your 6. Or you could pick, let's say you pick Renaissance, Classical, and Contemporary. So that's 3 different periods, but no more than 2 pieces of art from each. Okay, so you need a total of 6, but no more than 2 from any one period. Now, you want to also include photos. You need 6 pieces of art. Well, that should include 6 photos. of those pieces of art that you were writing about. Now let me stay on the essay though for the moment. The 6 photos could be included in the essay, and so as you're talking about the pieces, you also have the image that also could be referred to. Make sure that you include the information that is normally provided somewhere, either on or near the exhibit, and this gives a brief history, typically on a placard or a sign near the exhibit. You want to use that factual information. Oftentimes it will give the name of the artist and maybe a brief backstory. But you want to have some of that factual information included, then along with your more personal perspectives. What piqued your interest? Why did you pick this particular piece of art? Maybe you chose it because you didn't like it. And also use some information that you've garnered from your assigned readings this semester to help support your assertions about the piece or whatever it is that you've included in your essay. All right. Make sure now that your essay adheres to standard essay format. Cover page is required. Your cover page typically is going to say Norfolk State University, and then you're going to give the name of the course, the title of your essay, your name and date, and then it is customary to also somewhere show the name of the instructor for the course. And students are often creative, so as long as all of that information is listed on the cover page. Then next you're going to have your introductory paragraph. Just as that title implies, you're going to introduce what your paper is about. That's simple. Today I visited the Chrysler Museum of Art for my proof of attendance assignment number 3. I chose to focus my essay on the Renaissance, Baroque, and Classical periods, and I have selected 2 pieces of art from each. So that's just a rough idea of how you might want to start your paper. Okay? Of course, the essay will include your narrative, which will be descriptive and expository. You want to also have a closing paragraph at the end that summarizes the paper. Maybe you're going to recap some concepts that you felt are noteworthy to kind of just reemphasize towards the end. Maybe you want to talk about something that you learned from the experience. Okay, but you must have a summary. Okay. The essay, as we see listed here, should reflect the student's critical thinking skills. Show how what you've read, what you've experienced, how this all perhaps comes together. The essay should reflect the student's interpretation and opinions regarding the art that was selected. Your essay should answer these questions. Where did you go? What museum did you visit? Or what museum virtual site did you visit? When did you go? What piqued your interest and why? This is not a hard assignment because you are sharing your views. The student should demonstrate what? An understanding of humanity's concepts learned. So that's additional information that I'm looking for in your essay, okay? Include examples throughout the text narrative from concepts learned. It could be about Rembrandt's, some reference to Rembrandt's use of light, okay? Brush strokes. Is it oil on canvas? Is it the sculpture that you've selected? What type of sculpture? Is it the sculpture in the round, or is it a relief sculpture? So let me see what you've learned, okay? What else? Now, your essay must, now you pay attention to this. Now, I talked about the cover page, but you must use a 12-point font. Don't go smaller. No tiny fonts, okay? 12-point. Spare my eyes, okay? You want double spacing, not single spacing, but double, all right? Minimum 550 words. I can't tell you through the years how many times students have lost points on these essays because they've not paid attention to specific details. So if you use Microsoft Word as your format for the essay, that will allow you to have what? A word count. So you can make sure you've met the minimum 550 words. But I don't want you to be overly focused on 550 words. I've seen students write 550 words and almost stop writing. But complete the assignment. You're writing about 6 pieces of art. Take your time. Think about what you want to say. Express yourself. Remember, a lot of times written assignments, they're direct reflections of who you are. So how will this assignment reflect you? Let's see. What else can I say here? Now, I think I've covered the essay pretty thoroughly. When you're ready to submit, you'll come right back here to the top and click on the link, and you'll scroll down, select Browse Local Files, and this is where you will select your file and upload it, and then you come down here to the bottom and make sure you click Submit. All right. Now I want to go back to Module 12. Now that takes care of the essay. But you also have what? Proof of attendance number 3. Now let me click on this. Now this, you've seen pretty much these instructions listed in proof number 1 and 2. However, this one, of course, specifically addresses what? A museum of art visit, and with very specific instructions. So those same photos that you used in your essay, you can take those same photos and also show them here along with your explanation and any other evidence that you would like to provide as proof of attendance for either your live visit or your virtual visit. If you choose a virtual museum, make sure along with your pictures and your explanation, you also have in there the link to that site. Okay? All right. And you're going to click here on this link, right, when you're ready to submit those proofs. And same thing, select Browse Local Files, and you will then upload your document or however you did that, and come down here and click Submit. And that takes care of that. Now I'm going to go back one more time to Module 12. The extra credit essay option, that's the last link listed. I'm going to click there. This is optional. This is to boost your final grade. It's worth up to 100 points. And you've got very specific instructions here. You're following the same guidelines as you would for the cultural activity essay. And the same rubric will apply also for grading. Must be 550 words. You want the cover page, 12-point font, all of those same detailed requirements. But here I've listed links to news reports for things that have occurred in our country and perhaps even abroad, but that I think correlate to the study of the humanities. So you pick one of these topics and you write your essay, and you're going to show your correlation from your perspective back to our course of what we've been studying all semester. There's some very interesting things here. There's a quote here from Hillary Clinton about gay people that a lot of students find interesting. Some of you might remember the shooting of Trayvon Martin, and this is a little video of a young lady who's part of the privileged class, and she talks about this horrific, just this horrific tragedy that took the life of this young man. And but I think you'll find that perspective. I won't say too much. I'll let you dig into it. But just a lot of interesting things here. If there's nothing here that necessarily piques your interest, you do have some latitude to choose other topics, but just make sure there's a close alignment here, okay? We don't want you writing about a basketball game, okay? But so I believe that's pretty clear. Same thing when you're ready to submit. You'll come up here, you'll click on this link at the top and scroll down, browse local files, and upload your file, and then come down and click on submit. Okay? So hopefully I have provided information that will be helpful to you. I'm using this tool for the first time, so hopefully I did a good job, and this has provided some clarification for you all. Okay, so good luck. Thank you.